Hello and welcome to this next tutorial on Bangla math. Here we're playing the easy level, but we've moved up a little bit. You can see the level bar has increased, and we've got this target of 18. And I just want to talk through the different ways that you could reach 18. And the kind of things I'm going to talk through are the skills that you need to do in your head, and the more you play, the quicker you're going to get at doing these kind of thought processes, thinking in this way in your head. So how do I get to 18? Well, obviously there's many ways. This 6 stands out to me because I know my 6 times tables. I know that 6 times 3 is 18. Well, there's no multiplication here, we're simply adding or subtracting. But I also know that 6 times 3 is the same as 6 plus 6 plus 6. 6, 12, 18. Or 6 times 3, or 6, 3 times, which is exactly what I've got. 1, 6, 2, 6, and 3, 6. So that's my 18. So one way of reaching 18 would be to press 6, and 6, and 6. But one of the things about Bangla math is if you keep on using the same number, you have to wait for that number to come back, and that can be slower. So let's look for another way. Well, I can use a 6, no problem there. I've got a 6, so I could use a 6. Then I've got these two other 6's, and I have to start thinking, well, what do they make? They make 6 plus 6, that makes 12. So how could I make 12? Now, I don't want to use 6, because I'm going to have to wait for that to come back. But I do have to make 12. Well, I can definitely see that there's a 2 there. So that looks like it might be helpful. So let's imagine I'm going to use the 2. So I've pressed 2. And how much more do I need for 12? Well, 2 plus 10 makes the 12. So far, I've used a 6 and a 2. And that's what I've got on my screen, a 6 and a 2. But I still need 10 more to reach the 18. Now, obviously, by this stage, perhaps a 6 has come back. Or perhaps it hasn't. That's one of the things. You don't know how long you're going to have to wait. So looking at the numbers left, how can I get to 10? Well, the 6 and the 2 are gone, which only leaves me the 5 and the 3. Perhaps easier to look up here. And I want to make 10. Well, 5 plus 3 is going to be 8. So I could use that. Let's have a look. So 5 plus 3, that makes 8. But I actually wanted 10. And how much more do I need? Well, I need another 2 to get to my 10. So I've got this 5 and the 3. And I've used the 5. I've used the 3. That made 8. And there's just 2 left that I'm waiting for. So altogether, I've used the 6. I've used the 2. I've used the 5 and the 3. And I'd be waiting for 2 more. Now, by the time I've pressed these other balls, perhaps that 2 has come back. So it's not possible to make 18 only with these numbers. I do have to wait for something to come back. But using this method, I'm only waiting for the 2 to come back. And by the time I've pressed the others, perhaps it will be there. If you could really plan ahead, probably very difficult to do, but looking here step by step, you can see if I press the 2 first, then it gives me longer for it to come back. So I want to press the 2 first. That's gone. And then I'll be waiting for it to come back. Then I can press the 6. So that's gone. Then the 5. That's gone. then the 3, that's gone, and by this time I'm hoping that a 2 has come back. So 2 plus 6, 5, 3 and 2, that is my 18. So let's just have a look at how that works in the actual game. So 2, 6, 5, 3, 2. Let's see if I'm left waiting around for this 2 at the end. So we've got 2, 6, 5, 3, and yes, that's the way the game goes. I am waiting for that 2 to come back, and there it is. But that's going to be random every time. So at one point there was actually nothing left on my screen. But it was probably still quicker than waiting 6 plus 6 plus 6. So I hope that gives you another way of thinking of these problems. Obviously that's a lot of steps to go through in your head, but that's the whole purpose of this app and this game, is to really get you to start with this number and to break it apart and look at all the different ways you could get there.